Hi, I'm Corey Leshin, and this is my final presentation for MBAD6020, Customer Value in a Digital World for Robert Morrison University. For my presentation, I'll be comparing and contrasting topics we learned this semester with two well-known companies in the automotive sector, the reigning incumbent, Toyota, as well as a niche but successful upstart, Tesla. Comparing these two companies at face value, you see how vastly different they are in size and in history. Toyota being over 80 years old with 10.8 million vehicles sold worldwide in 2018. That's third in the world, only behind Volkswagen and Renault-Nissan. The revenue is $272 billion, which is the sixth largest company in the world, and that's not just including the automotive sector. They employ over 370,000 employees. They're most well known for being the creator of the Toyota Way, which is lean manufacturing principles that are used widely across many industries today, more popular in the medical industry. Tesla, founded in 2003, nearly 15 years ago, has had a great run in the last few years. 103,000 vehicles in 2017, now up to 245,000 in 2018. Modest $21.4 billion revenue in 2018, and they employ about 45,000 employees, most of which in the manufacturing sector. They're probably most well known for being the first company to produce and market a vehicle with autonomous driving capabilities. For the first question, we're going to compare and contrast the value discipline that each company adheres to. I think the best way to compare these companies would be to look at the company's core values and mission statements. In regards to Toyota, they have 7 core values that were handed down from the original CEO. While I won't go through each of these in intimate detail, know that they use words like fostering culture and developing and dedicating and providing. They really focus on service, and part of that is developing healthy relationships on the back end with their suppliers and leading that towards the front end with their customers. They believe that you need healthy relationships on both ends in order to survive and have a healthy company yourself. Tesla, on the other hand, has 6 key values handing down from their cutthroat CEO, Elon Musk. They're move fast, do the impossible, constantly innovate, reason from first principles, or breaking problems down to a physics level. Think like owners, and we are all in. In regards to the 3 main customer values that we learned in this class, product leadership, operational excellence, and customer intimacy, I believe each company focuses towards one value in particular, although they certainly aren't lacking in the other 2. Tesla has definitely set itself apart in the product leadership category. They're well ahead of any competitor in regards to their products as well as their technology. It could also be said that they do an above average job in customer intimacy in regards to the direct relationships they build with their customers. Toyota, on the other hand, has fundamentally strived to reward their customers with their operational excellence. They pride themselves on the reduction of waste and high-quality products that they provide to their customers. They have also dabbled in product leadership when they were the first company to mass market a gasoline-electric hybrid vehicle, the well-known Prius. The second question, compare and contrast the primary customers in each based on the market segmentation variables. In regards to Toyota, to sell 10.8 million vehicles worldwide, you have to really paint with a broad brush across all of the market segmentations. They do so by having value across as many segments as they can, having their luxury brand Lexus and then a wide portfolio of vehicles under the Toyota brand. While they might not certainly reach all the niche markets, they certainly appeal to the majority of consumers across the world. Tesla, on the other hand, seems to focus on a rather refined segment. While the Model 3 introduction certainly opened up the company to more consumers, the segment they operate in is rather clearly defined. 55% of all Teslas are in the top 10% of zip codes by household income. That household income for the Model S is almost $153,000. While there certainly isn't one in every neighborhood in America, they're certainly popular in California. Over a third of all Teslas sold are shipped directly to California. This shouldn't be a surprise since fuel costs are the highest in the country. They're currently over $4 a gallon for unleaded 87. They also have a very friendly attitude towards emissions reductions as well as earth-friendly technologies. Not to mention that headquarters for Tesla is out in California as well. Almost ironically, the Japanese automaker Toyota's United States headquarters is outside Dallas and Plano. One other thing to note is that 84% of Model 3 owners are actually male. This came as surprising to me. The third question is compare and contrast how each company builds relationships and loyalties with their external customers. In regards to Toyota, their loyalty base is fundamentally based on their value discipline. Has been to provide the customer the highest quality product. Toyota has certainly made strides to create great relationships with customers on all fronts. While certainly design quality and manufacturing are the first thing that comes to mind when we think of quality, Toyota expands that to include marketing quality as well as management quality, where sales, service, and logistics are included as focus points for Toyota to provide value to the customer. Tesla, on the other hand, builds relationships by more unconventional means in traditional automaker world, but they do it very well for the product that they sell. A significant part of the process of being a Tesla customer is that they do it all on their own. There's no third-party dealership in any part of the process. This allows Tesla to control every part of the messaging and relationship from the beginning. I think we can all say we've had a bad car dealer experience at some point in our life. So you could say that the stakes are higher with Tesla in that regard. You can typically say one Ford dealer is better than the other, but with Tesla it's all or not. More importantly, since everything is from the initial visit through follow-up maintenance appointments, customers can depend on a quality, consistent experience. Not to mention the commitment that Tesla has made to build a huge network of recharging stations across the country has done a lot for customer loyalty to let customers know that they aren't forgotten about after their original purchase. With the limited range of recharging electrical vehicles, the ability to drive coast to coast in a Tesla is now possible and much more convenient with these supercharging stations. They provide a much faster recharge time than standard home outlets, allowing for a more pleasant driving experience across country. And although it's been discontinued, I think it's worth mentioning. When Tesla came onto the scene without any history to determine resale value for their vehicles, Tesla backed up the long-term quality and value of their vehicles by providing a resale value guarantee, or an RVG. The RVG was originally calculated at 50% of the base vehicle purchase price, plus 43% for all options added. It's guaranteeing its value after 3 years. Fourth question, compare and contrast how each company uses AI or big data to market. Toyota actually has their own venture capital AI division called Toyota AI Ventures. They're primarily there to accelerate the pace of getting these critical new technologies to market. They've invested in 18 companies already and are constantly looking for new companies to innovate in. In regards to Tesla, they've been a champion in regards to big data and its usage. Every vehicle they have on the road uploads directly to the cloud not only diagnostic data, but also navigational data. Tesla claims that they've already, per day, uploads 100 times more data, navigational data, than Google Maps has itself. In regards to the diagnostic data, they were able to diagnose heating problems before it became an issue for the customer. They were automatically OTA'd a software patch directly to the vehicles without any effort by the company. For number 5, select a key event for each company related to digital transformation. Compare and contrast their interpretation and key actions related to this transformation. In regards to Toyota's development of their Toyota Connected program, to free us from the tyranny of technology, making connected life a more human experience, is their focus. They developed an HSR, which they call a human support robot, that they plan to use in hospitals as well as in other hospice and other environments where people could use the need for the support. They've been advantageous for digital poka-yoke being the foolproofing in manufacturing processes. Not only are they using optical and other distance, weight measuring systems to ensure that the correct part goes on the correct vehicle. They've also been a pioneer in connected vehicles. While not nearly as up-to-date as Tesla has, they're keeping with the market in regards to the connections between their vehicles and the rest of the world. In regards to Tesla, I think we can't underplay the release of the first autonomous vehicle capability in their existing vehicles. What they did was they had the hardware already on the vehicle and crowdsourced data to do their own AI research and autonomous driving research from these vehicles. Once the software patch was uploaded to the vehicles, they had the capability to use. Question 6. Compare and contrast each company's ability to organize for digital maturity as it relates to their organizational culture. In regards to Toyota, I think it's hard with a company that large to change momentum that quickly. They break their manufacturing facilities and quality circles down into units. So it really helps them be more agile in regards to making changes within. With 69 manufacturing facilities in 27 different countries, it really can be a bear to make these large changes across, even if the digitizing is almost necessary to survive. They've always been making small, careful moves as well as big leaps in regards to them. The Prius that they released, as I mentioned before, in 1997 was the first mass-produced gasoline-electric hybrid, which was a huge leap for the industry. But then in other small, careful moves, it took them nearly 30 years after the first Toyota was sold in the U.S., before they opened their first manufacturing plant in the U.S. In regards to Tesla, I think we could say that they're digitally connected on all fronts, as far as the vehicle to the consumer and then the vehicle to the manufacturer and vice versa. The automatic updates really help provide value to the consumer by not requiring any trips to the dealer to make any of those updates. That being said, with them being a smaller company with only 3 models to worry about and 45,000 employees, they can afford to be very fluid. The last question, compare and contrast each company's view in the use of analytics to make personnel decisions, hiring, promotions, and etc. Toyota is making progress in these HR analytics, but still has a lot of room to grow. They've developed an online objective aptitude test for position screening, but they still use subjective evaluations for their manufacturing employees. Fortunately, the Toyota culture has allowed them to be historically open to criticism of management as well as their processes and systems. So I hope to see a lot more of that in the future. They have digitized their processes, but they really haven't harnessed the full capability of analytics for their HR and people processes. In regards to Tesla, Tesla is really still operating on outdated hiring practices. Their hiring process consists of 4 rounds, which involves direct people-to-people interactions. First being preliminary HR screening, second being a over-the-phone hiring manager interview, the third round being an on-site, very detailed interview with rounds such as technical engineering tests, problem-solving exercise, as well as interviews with panels of Tesla employees. Last but not least, the final round is a direct approval from Elon Musk himself for all office employees, which seems outdated as companies move up when you wouldn't think of that from Toyota or General Motors. I think one thing that works for them in the future is they have recently brought on board a C-level HR officer on the board. That was brought on January 2019. You like to think that they'll be moving forward with hopefully bringing more analytics into their HR. Thank you very much.